Welcome you all for my second video presentation on design of spur gear. In my previous video presentation, I have explained about the type 1 problem where minimum data is given, like speed, power and speed reduction ratio. In the present video presentation, I will explain about type 2 problems where the center distance or diameter is given. Before explaining the problem, I will read out the description of the problem. The problem is like that. A pair of spur gear is used to transmit 25 kilowatt from the shaft running at 1000 rpm to a parallel shaft with a speed reduction of 2.5:1. So in this, the spur gear is given, the power is 25 kilowatt and the speed, the N1 speed of the pinion is given 1000 rpm and speed reduction ratio is given 2.5. The center distance is about 300 mm. The center distance is given. By using center distance, we can calculate diameter d1 and d2. The material properties are steel pinion. The pinion is made up of steel. For that, sigma d is equal to 200 MPa and Bhn is equal to 250. And the gear is made up of cast iron and sigma d is equal to 180 MPa. Bhn is equal to 200. Considering class 2 gears with 20-degree full depth involute profile. The profile of the gear is given, which is 20-degree full depth. Design a gear assuming 8 to 10 hours per day under medium shaft loads. This is a problem description. So in the previous problem, only the minimum data is given. In this, the data is given with respect to the diameter, the center distance. This is the type 2 problem. So the center distance C is given by d1 plus d2 divided by 2. So in this, the d1 and d2 is unknown. To obtain the relation between d1 and d2, we know the speed reduction ratio I is equal to d2 by d1, which gives d2 is equal to I times of d1. So d2 will becomes 2.5 times of d1. So let's substitute d2 in this equation. So we get center distance is equal to d1 plus d2 equals 2.5 times of d1 divided by 2. We get d1 is equal to 171.43 mm. So approximately equal to 172 mm. Once we know d1, we can calculate d2 by using the relation d2 is equal to 2.5 times of d1. So d2 is equal to 2.5 times of d1. So d2 will be equal to 430 mm. So in this problem, by using center distance, we have calculated d1 and d2. But the number of teeth on pinion and gear is not given. So that we need to assume the number of teeth on the pinion, which is equal to 20 teeth. In the previous problem, you already calculated numerically where minimum number of teeth is equal to 18. But we have assumed Z1 is equal to 20 for pinion. So in this case also, no need to do the calculation to find out the minimum number of teeth on the pinion. Assume Z1 is equal to 20 teeth, and by using the equation I is equal to Z2 by Z1, calculate Z2. Z2 is equal to 50 teeth. In this, we know diameter, but number of teeth on the pinion and gear is not known. So we need to assume Z1 and we need to calculate Z2. This number of teeth on pinion and gear will be assumed only for the first step, that is to identify the weaker number. Once we calculate the module, we need to recalculate the corrected value of Z1 and Z2. So you have to note down that assumed teeth is only to identify the weaker number. Assumed value of Z1 and Z2 are calculated after module is calculated. You have to note down this. So the data given is the power is given 25 kilowatt, the type of gear is spur gear, and the speed reduction ratio is given 2.5:1, and speed of the pinion is given, center distance is given. By using this, we already calculated d1 and d2. And the profile of the gear is given 20-degree full depth. In the previous problem, the profile is not given, we assume 20-degree full depth. In this problem, it is given directly, that is 20-degree full depth. And these are the properties of the pinion and the properties of the gear. The pinion is made up of material steel and the design stress is 200 Newton per mm square and Bhn is equal to 250. And gear is made up of cast iron, and for the design stress is 180 Newton per mm square and Bhn is equal to 200. And the service of the gear is given as 8 to 10 hours per day, class 2 gears. By using these data, we need to design a gear. The first step in the design of spur gear is identifying the weaker member. To identifying the weaker member, we need to calculate Levy's form factor, which is given by three equations, that is for 14.5 degree involute system, 20 degree involute system, and 20 degree subtooth system. So in this case, in the problem, the 20 degree involute system is given. So use this equation to calculate Levy's form factor. So we need to calculate Levy's form factor y1. For y1, take z1, assumed value of z1, and for y2, take the assumed value of z2. So calculate y1 and y2. Once you got y1 and y2, to identify the weaker member, find the product of sigma d1 y1. Sigma d1 is known, which is given in the problem, into y1 Levy's form factor. We get around 21.68 Newton per mm square. And sigma d2 y2. Sigma d2 is given for the gear and multiplied with Levy's form factor for the gear, which is obtained as 24.47 Newton per mm square. In this is weaker than gear. Opinion is weaker than gear. Sigma d1 y1 is lesser than sigma d2 y2. So the design is based on the lesser value. That is, design is based on the opinion. Next, second step, we need to calculate the module. To calculate the module, this is the Levy's equation for beam strength of tooth. The module is given by 2mt divided by sigma d Cv k capital Y into Z all to the power of 1 by 3. Which equation number is 12.5b. In this we need to calculate mt. To calculate mt, we know the equation, which is given by 9.55 into 10 to the power of 6 into p divided by n1. For this, we need to multiply with Cs. Because the condition is given, the gear is working for 8 to 10 hours per day under medium shock loads. So from table 12.8 and page number 234, so for 8 to 10 hours working hours per day and for medium shock loads, take CS is equal to 5. So it's from table number 12.8. So that CS value has to be multiplied with this MT to get the torque. So the previous problem, the condition is not given, any working condition is not given, and medium shock light load or heavy load is not given, the condition is not given. In that case, we assume CS is equal to 1. But in this case, they are given 8 to 10 working hours per day and the medium shock loads. For that case, we need to take CS is equal to 1 from the table 12.8, multiply that CS value to this MT to get the full torque. So once you got MT, sigma d is known. We need to calculate Y, capital Y, the form factor, which is given by pi times of y1. Y1 we already calculated for the assumed value of the teeth. So the Y is obtained as 0.3405. Y is known, and we know that K is B. B is equal to K times of M. The K varies from 9.5 to 12.5, which I already explained in the previous problem. So assume K is equal to 10, irrespective of the data given for this spur gear. The MT is known, sigma D1 is known, and K is equal to 10. We have calculated form factor, and we need Z1, take the assumed value of the Z1 and CV value. In the previous problem, we assumed CV is equal to 0.5 since the diameter is not given. Diameter is not given, we cannot calculate velocity because CV depends upon velocity. To calculate velocity, diameter has to be known. Since diameter is not known in the previous problem, we assume CV is equal to 0.5. But in this problem, diameter is given, teeth is not given. So that by using the diameter, we need to calculate velocity. Velocity is given by pi d1 n1 by 60,000, or we can also use pi d2 n2 by 60,000. We need to use any one of the equation to calculate velocity. So velocity, which is equal to 9.006 meter per second. And once we got the velocity, we need to look at these equations. The CV depends upon velocity. The first case is when the velocity is up to 8 meter per second, we need to use this equation. When the velocity is in between 8 to 30, we need to use this equation. And remaining is for up to 20 meter per second and greater than 20 meter per second. In this case, velocity is 9. That means the more than 8 and less than 30, we need to go for second case, where CV is given by 4.58 divided by 4.58 plus V. So substitute the values of V, 9.006, so that CV is equals 0.337. So So all the values is known. So m is given by 2 into mt sigma d into cv into k is 10 into form factor multiplied with assumed value of teeth. So the module is equal to 4.703 mm. Write down the unit, the mm. So from the table 12.9, page number 229. So m is, take the approximate value, the round of value which is nearer to 4.703, that is m is equal to 5 mm. So once we know the module, we need to calculate the corrected value of z1 and z2 by using the simple relation d1 is equal to mz1. So z1 is equal to d1 by m, which will become 34.40, round off to 35 teeth. Once you round off the number of teeth on the pinion to 35, you need to use the relation I is equal to z2 by z1. So z1 will become I into z1. So that number of teeth on the gear becomes 88 teeth. So that we need to calculate b. B is given by k times of m. K is 10, m is 5. So that b is equal to 50 mm. To check the design for safe, we need to use this equation, the Lewis equation for tangential tooth load, which is given by sigma d cv b by m. That's 12.5b equation. So sigma d is equal to ft divided by cv b by m. In this, if sigma d allowable is then sigma d design, then the design is safe. If the value obtained, if it is greater than the design stress, the design is not safe. We need to increase the module. Again we need to recalculate all these values and we need to check the stress. So sigma d ft is unknown. To calculate ft, which is given by mt by r. That is, torque is given by force into radius. So that force is given by torque divided by radius. Torque is known, which we already calculated in the previous step, divided by r. So ft equals 2776.16 Newton. We got ft and cv. Since diameter is known, we have calculated cv in the previous step, and v is also known, which is 50 mm. And y we have calculated for assumed value, that is for z1 is equal to 20. But after the module is obtained, we recalculated z1. For that recalculated the value of z1, we need to calculate the corrected value of Lewis form factor. So this is given by 0.1279. Once we know the corrected value of Lewis form factor, the form factor which is given by the corrected value of Lewis form factor multiplied by pi. So getting around 0.398. Y is also known, the module is 5 mm. We can calculate sigma d. Sigma d, which is getting around 82.79 Newton per mm square, which is less than the design stress for the pinion is given 200 Newton per mm square. So that the design is safe. If you are getting the stress more than 200, again you need to increase the module to 6 mm or 8 mm. So that again we need to recalculate z1 and z2. Again we need to calculate b, and we need to check this stress till it has to get less than the design stress, which is 200 Newton per mm square. So in this case the design is safe, but we are getting the allowable stress which is less than the design stress. Next step, once the design is safe, we need to find out the parameters, the relations for the parameter which is given in terms of module. You need to refer the table to calculate the parameter like addendum, dedendum, topex, and so on. Next, the fourth step, the dynamic load. To calculate the dynamic load is given by the static load or tangential tooth load acting on the gear plus the dynamic factor. The load based on the dynamic factor, that is Fi is given by K3 into V, the velocity, multiplied by C into B plus Ft divided by K3 into V plus square root of C into B plus Ft. In this equation, K3 is fixed irrespective of the data given for this per gear. Take K3 is equal to 20.67, which is given in the data handbook itself. And velocity is known. So it depends upon the diameter we have calculated in the first step itself. And B is known, and Ft is known in the previous step itself. Only thing is we need to calculate the C value. So in the dynamic load, right? To calculate C value, go to the page number 237 from table 12.13. So this is the table 12.13. In this the condition is given, right? The condition, what is the condition? So either the class 1, class 2 or class 3. In the present problem, the class 2 gears is given. So for this we need to note down the error E in mm. To calculate the error E, to note down the error E for class 2 gears, we need to go for the module. What is the module we got? We got the module around 5 mm. For that module 5 mm, for class 2 gears, the error is 0.0277 mm. So for class 2 gear and for module M is equal to 5 mm, the error E is equal to 0.0277 mm. So we got E. By using this E, and we need to calculate the dynamic load factor C. So we know that the pinion is made of steel and the gear is made of cast iron. So first we need to go for the material. This is cast iron and steel 14.5 degree. It is 20 degree involute system. So steel and steel. So it is not required cast iron and cast iron and steel. This is our requirement. The material is cast iron and steel 20 degree. For this, so the previous one, so error is 0.0277, which is very near to 0.03. So what I will do, I will go for cast iron and steel 20 degree and I will take the dynamic load factors. So for error 0.03, I will take the dynamic load factor as 235.9. For E is equal to 0.03, C is equal to 235.9. I will explain you once again. So for material cast iron and steel 20 degree involute, and for error is equal to 0.03, dynamic load factor is 235.9 Newton per mm. So for E is equal to 0.03, C is equal to 235 Newton per mm. So for error E is equal to 0.277, what is the value of C? So just do the linear interpolation. So C is given by 0.0277 multiplied with 235.9 divided by 0.03. So dynamic load factor, which is obtained as 217.89. So B is given as K times Fm, it is 50 mm. So by substituting all the parameters, we obtained F5, so that Fd is given by Ft plus F5, which is around 11033.86 Newton. So next we need to calculate the endurance strength. To calculate the endurance strength, the endurance load which is given by sigma endurance B by M. So we know B is K times of M, and we know the Lewis form factor, and also we know the module. Only thing is we need to take sigma endurance from the table, from table 12.5. From the table 12.5, the material is, so we are taking this for the pinion, because design is based on the pinion, which is a weaker member. The pinion is made up of steel, the material is steel, and the BHN for the steel is given 250, which is given in the problem. So for steel 250, so sigma endurance, which is given as 429.0. So sigma endurance is equal to 429.0 Newton per mm square from this table. So listen once again. So for material steel and BHN is equal to 250, which is given in the problem. Sigma endurance is equal to 429.0 Newton per mm square. So by substituting sigma endurance, By and M, we get F endurance. So we need to check the margin of safety whether it is safe or not. The margin of safety, which is given by F endurance by Fd minus 1. F endurance we know it, and also Fd we have calculated the previous step, that is dynamic load minus 1, which is getting around 2.905. If this value, if it is greater than 0.5, then the design is safe. So if it is getting less than 0.5, design is not safe. But in this case, we are getting the value which is equal to 2.905 greater than 0.5, so that the design is safe. The last step is to calculate the wear load. To calculate the wear load, which is given by D1 BQK, the equation number is 12.15E. The Q is given by 2Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. Here we need to take the corrected value of Z1 and Z2. The corrected value of Z2 is 88, corrected value of Z1 is 35, corrected value of Z2 is 88. So Q is 1.43, D1 is known, B is known, and we need to calculate K. To calculate K, page number 239, table 12.16. So BHN1 is 250 and BHN2 is 200, this is given in the problem. So take this value, refer this value in the table number 12.16 and take the nearest value. So for that the K is given as 1.344. Once we know the K, we can calculate FW. D1 is known, B, Q and K. So that FW, which is getting around 16528.512 Newton. This value which is greater than FD. so that design is safe. This completes the type 2 problem on design of spark gap. Okay. Thank you.